Hello there and welcome to HGH News. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Isabella K. Today we come in with a report of the devastating earthquake that hit Hokkaido, Japan on September 6th.
As you might already know, earthquakes are some of the most devastating natural disasters, quite possibly having the biggest impact on our planet. More on exactly why later.
Right now we're going to Phil Swift out on the site of the earthquake to tell us about how it affected civilization and the environment.
Quake. Wow, that's a lot of damage. As you can see behind me, all these buildings are in ruins. When those earthquakes cause the ground to shake, the vibrations are transmitted to structures, causing them to wobble back and forth and cause stress on the joints on the structure. This is especially true for tall buildings. Some structures are built to resist these forces, but some earthquakes are just too strong, or the city isn't wealthy enough to afford said reinforcement. Eventually, these stresses can cause a building to collapse, homes and other important structures absolutely destroyed. Often people get crushed or trapped under the rubble, causing thousands of deaths in the last decade alone. These quakes also have a profound effect on the environment. Here in Hokkaido, you can see the aftermath of landslides, which ruin perfectly good ecosystems. Sometimes a fault can open in the ground as you see here, which can prove problematic for both humans and nature. You're going to need a lot of flex tape, trademarked, to fix this.
Thanks, Phil. You're right. Recovering and rebuilding Hokkaido after all this damage is going to be costly, shown by the fact that 4 out of the 5 most expensive natural disasters in history were earthquakes.
Also, it should be mentioned that while no tsunamis were caused by the Hokkaido earthquake, certain types of earthquakes can trigger them. A sudden movement on the ocean floor causes an offset in the water, creating huge waves that smash along the shore. Though, we're more focused on talking about earthquakes today. I'm sure someone else will cover tsunamis in more detail.
To understand more about earthquakes, let's talk about how they're caused. The crust of our planet is made of sections called tectonic plates. These plates sit on top of semi-molten rock known as the mantle, which moves slowly over time, moving the plates along with it. As the plates move, they bump into each other and scrape along each other, building up stress. Eventually the stress is released, which causes sections of crust and rocks to crack and releasing huge amounts of energy. These are earthquakes. In some locations, plates move towards each other, causing frequent earthquakes. These are called subduction zones.
Now you may be wondering why the earthquake that occurred in Hokkaido was as devastating as it was. The reason for this is all because of the fact it's located near the Japan Trench subduction zone, which makes living in Hokkaido, and everywhere else near the Japan Trench, like living under a ticking time bomb. Disaster could strike at any moment.
Since Japan gets so many earthquakes, they become quite prepared to handle them. Regulations are in place saying that skyscrapers must be built with shock absorbers in the foundation and be able to wobble without collapsing. If we make sure every building is made with these regulations in mind, damage could be reduced greatly, though it would be expensive. Some houses also have earthquake emergency kits that contain basic supplies to sustain someone trapped in the rubble, so if everyone has one of those, deaths could be reduced.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Up next, we'll be talking about why Shrek 3 is the worst Shrek movie and should therefore be expelled from Shrek canon.
Until then, this is HGH News, signing off.